What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to give a little update on the Hogwarts Legacy sales front. So a few days ago, we talked about the early sales, and they were pretty limited. In fact, it was the UK, right? But it was also only physical copies of the game. You put yourself in a small little box when you do something like that. Right now, the stats were like 80% more than Elden Ring. The early data was quite good. It seemed to signal that this game was going to sell honestly, unlike many others. And I mean, we had said that leading into this game. I had said personally that I think this game is going to sell outrageously well, but there was, I guess, people out there that didn't really believe it or didn't think it was possible. And of course, saying things, that's just words. When that actually happens, that's something different, right? So today we got a little bit more data. Now, we're still in the UK, right? The NPD stuff, that's going to be very important to look at around like the middle to end of March, where they'll talk about February sales. I would be shocked if Hogwarts Legacy wasn't number one when the NPD sales come out. And that will give us a huge indicator of, and we may see some leaks of like the actual copies sold. I think some people told me also there's a WB like a financial investor meeting upcoming, I think maybe in March. You'd imagine they'd probably say the sales numbers there as well. I think we'll know when this game gets 15, 20 million. I think it may have already reached somewhere in the 10 million though. And I know that sounds actually outrageous, but the new news today, right? So now we're looking at digital. Digital-wise, this game has outsold Elden Ring in the same period of time 56%. Okay, now we're just talking digital, but we also had the physical units. So we know Hogwarts has done 56 as well as 80% more than Elden Ring, depending on digital or physical. Not to say one is better, but to say Elden Ring sold phenomenally. Elden Ring was the benchmark of games that aren't GTA, Red Dead, Call of Duty, FIFA, maybe Madden, right? Besides those, what else can do it? Elden Ring can do it, right? So that's why the comparison to Elden Ring is so important. Elden Ring was kind of that unicorn, that random thing that just, magically did it. Basically, Hogwarts is actually doing the same thing, but even better. So you have that, and while no stats were provided for the second part, it does come from the same person, and they know the insider baseball, let's say. This is the best launch for a game since Red Dead Redemption 2, if you don't count the annual FIFA and Call of Duty franchise. Now, again, that's still saying something because Red Dead was October of 2018. So in 4.5 years, no game has done what Hogwarts Legacy has done except for Red Dead, which was the start of that, right? And even Red Dead, now Red Dead did not sell or does not sell as well as, say, GTA, right? It's kind of, GTA is like on just a different stratosphere, even though it's still Rockstar. But Red Dead is one of those elite things. Now, I do not think Hogwarts is going to outsell Red Dead 2. Yet again, why doubt it when it's already, proving other people that did doubt it wrong? Why would I, one of the biggest cheerleaders, why would I do that? I guess I'll just keep my expectations at an okay level, and when they beat them, they beat them. But that is enormous, right? Red Dead is one of those, I mentioned it earlier, Red Dead is one of those franchises that sells like no other. I think there's a gap between like a Red Dead and then when you have like the GTAs, but you throw in things like, well, Cyberpunk came out during that time, and Cyberpunk did sell extraordinarily well, right? Wasn't the greatest game at launch, but it sold very, very well. And then, you have to throw in a little caveat outside of Call of Duty and FIFA. Call of Duty every year is like the biggest thing, right? You almost have to remove Call of Duty and say you don't count. It does count. It's a great success, and for those that like it or hate it, I think we can all rest on Call of Duty just does what no other game can even imagine doing, right? Same thing with FIFA. FIFA just kind of quietly, sells all their copies, gets all the money in the ultimate teams, right? Makes billions of dollars every year. Same thing for Madden. I don't know why Madden isn't on there. I don't know why that's excluded because Madden also makes a boatload of money every year. I guess it definitely makes less than FIFA. I knew that. I guess it makes substantially or like considerably less than it. So that's kind of interesting. So there you go. It's not too much. We don't have numbers. I really, again, you compare it to Elden Ring. You compare it to Red Dead now. We can start doing that, which is actually nuts, right? And I do think, I had said 3 to 5 million, I think was maybe my number, right? Within the first week. I think you got to increase that. I know people are saying 10. I saw some people on Twitter saying they believe it could have sold 15. Just opinions. They're not necessarily experts or anything, but people saying maybe this game has sold 15. I think you gotta entertain the idea that this game on PS5, right? Not even PS4 yet. PS5, Xbox Series S and X, not even Xbox One yet, and PC. I think you got to entertain the idea that that could have done 10 million right now in 1 week, which is nuts. And that is factually, as we talked, that's more than Elden Ring, right? Elden Ring probably sitting at about 20 million right now, about a year after it came out. That's still spectacular, especially coming from a game that's not made by Rockstar. That's just an incredible thing. But Hogwarts honestly seems to be doing it much faster and just more, and we still haven't gotten, I think it's going to outsell on PS5 and Series S and X more than PS4 and that generation. I won't get too far into it. It's a little boring, but I think there's been enough evidence over the last couple of years to show people generally either wait for the next gen or just kind of ends up working out where people do buy it more on the next gen than the past one. So I don't think we're going to get 15 million and then 20 million more when it comes out on PS4 and Xbox. I don't think there's 10 million each on PS4 and Xbox One that are waiting to get the game. But say you add a couple million, just add like 2 or 3 each, right? And then the Switch, as we talked about, the Switch I think is an easy like 2 million, like the first week or two on the Switch, whether it's people buying it more than once or whatever. This game, I'd be shocked if it doesn't reach 20 million. I honestly, if you told me it reached 25 or 30, which is right under, right, Red Dead 2 is definitely still a tier above, but I mean, that would be the next. When you mention GTA and then you do all that, then you say, well, Red Dead's right there. And then, well, is there anybody under Red Dead? Well, there's Hogwarts. More than Elden Ring, right? Nuts. Again, as I said in the last video, and I'll make it very clear here, not saying you have to like it. This is not me kissing up. This is not me saying you have to buy it or you can't say anything negative about it. I'm literally just talking about the numbers that we're seeing. That's all it is. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. I will continue this series on, whenever there's any additional news, and I hope to see you guys there.